Oh, I'm good.
I'm gonna shut that door.
Hello, Ms. White. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
I am excellent. Last day of school. Okay.
Last day of school.
Okay, I have a few questions to ask you about your job. To start off with, what is your position here at Mumford?
Okay, so my position here at Mumford is I'm the curriculum coordinator, implementation specialist. And essentially that means that I do some administrative duties, mostly dealing with curriculum, what teachers are teaching, how they're teaching it. And I also do, in that job, I also do some coaching, so working with teachers very specifically to hone their skills and to hopefully support them in whatever areas they need support.
So you do a lot. What kind of mathematics skills do you use, and how does it apply to your job?
Okay, so for my job, we most of the decisions that we make in a school are based off of data. So the mathematics that that I deal with every day, most of it has to do with charts and graphs and being able to read those correctly and appropriately, understanding numbers, percentages, significant changes, whether it be positive or negative. So most of the number work that I do, I mean, sometimes it has to do with budget and financing and making sure that we have the appropriate budget to pay people a certain amount, etc.
When you first started here, was you aware the amount of math you're going to have to use?
Well, previous to working here, I was a teacher, so I was familiar with data in the typical, I think, percentages forms, but I was not as skilled in being able to translate that data and make it easily readable and understandable for other people. So being able to translate data myself was a skill that I already had, but being able to make that data transferable to other people was not necessarily one of my strengths, and so currently it's something that I'm working on.
Does your job get overwhelming? And if it does, how did you overcome it?
It does get overwhelming at times. You've been here as long as you've been here longer than I have. But for this year, we've had a lot of change, right? We've had a lot of adjustments. We've had, and some people may say, a lot of drama. And that has been overwhelming at times. I think I'm most overwhelmed when it comes to student behavior and things like fights and things that really negatively portray our students when it's not all of our students. It's very frustrating for me to know that that's how people are judging not just our students here, but black kids in general, black people in general, and that is frustrating. So most times I talk to my trusted colleagues, and they kind of help bring me back to kind of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So that is that's very, very important for me, because it just helps me keep my balance, and so it's good to have good people around you.
Yeah. What advice would you give someone who's thinking about doing the same thing that you're doing?
So I would say that for anybody who is going into any kind of leadership role where they are going to be working with people, that it's most important that they really value relationships and really respect people, because no matter what your job is, no matter what position you have, if you don't respect people as individuals and you don't respect their own issues and their you don't respect their assets, all the positive things that they bring to you, and even areas and help support them in their areas of growth, then you are not going to help move that person forward. And that person, based on how you relate to them, that's how they'll respond to you. That's the level of work that they will do for you, and that's the level of work you'll get out of them. So I would say anybody going into a position where they are in a leadership role that deals with people, that they have to value relationships and respect people as like their number one goal in that role.
Okay, well that's it for today, Ms. White.
Okay.
Thank you for taking out the time to get this interview.
Okay, you're welcome. May I ask what this interview is for?
It's for my pre-calculus class for Ms. Reed.
Okay.
To help me, boost my grade up.
Okay.
So I can have a good grade. So I can walk across that big old stage.
Walk across that big old stage. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.